It's 1 minute till showtime.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves. Don't forget to visit our refreshment center during the intermission or any time. You love the tasty array of snacks we have to offer. So will the youngsters. Everything is quality and so good. We hope you'll make this a weekly visit. Bring the family. Bring your friends. There are always wonderful new pictures to see, delightful snacks to nibble, a gay, pleasant evening for all. Oh, a word of caution. Don't drive over 10 miles an hour in the theater area for your safety's sake. And Mom or Pop, go with the kids when they leave the car. We hope you have a wonderful time. And now, on with the show.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome in. My name's Jim. This is my channel, More Sunshine Please. I do a Tuesday evening live stream. Well, it's evening for me. It might not be for you. Anyway, it's always at 7 p.m. Eastern. And, well, that's now. Coming up on the show, I've got my 200th top 15 list. I'm going to eat something. I'm going to drink some coffee. We're going to play games. But before we do any of that, I like to celebrate the first 3 people that make their way into my chat. So let's do this. And when did the Olympics start? Coming up. It's coming up in July, right? Anyway, we'll be hearing this music in other places. But for right now, we're hearing it right here. All right, let me go to the chat. This is from 5:52 p.m. yesterday. Congratulations, Mark Langenkamp, for his gold medal. Evening, Jim, from all your fans across the border. Eh? Well, thank you, FJJI93, for your silver medal. And Mr. Fulton Mraz, who we're still celebrating that birthday. Number 25, if I remember correctly. Well, I'm giving you a bronze medal for your birthday. Congratulations. Also, welcome in to Jamie. This was at, oh, by the way, Mark got the gold medal at 5:52. The silver at 5:54 and the bronze at 5:59. That was a close race. It's always exciting. Always exciting to see when YouTube is going to cut you guys off. Oh, we'll see. Paul Eichenlaub, welcome in. Hello to you. This is still from yesterday, by the way. It's okay. I'll take it. It's Joey's World. Hello. And this is from just after midnight. Season's greetings, Donna. Okay. And then, okay, now we're getting into the this morning, I suppose. Noah was here at 2 o'clock in the morning. Go to bed. I appreciate you guys populating the chat whenever you're able to. There's Laura. That was at just a couple hours ago, 5:06. Okay. Francisco, hello to you. And, oh, there's PTV. A couple of different, I see. Yeah, we had that. And then this. And then here we go. Oh, okay. Safe travels home, of course. Noah's back. Welcome back, Noah. And so is Jamie and Laura. Appreciate you guys being here. Everybody's back. Yes. Keith BDF, hello to you. I hope you are well. Movie Mania Nick, hello to you. My top 15 list is about movies. Again, for the third week in a row. I do have a drive-in theater theme for my live stream, so no apologies about it. All right. I know. Still scrolling. Michelle the Quilter. Yes, thank you. My 200th top 15 list. So exciting. There we go. If I can just maybe a channel name that's easier for me to say. I'm throwing it out there. You don't have to do it. I'm just going to read the letters. Anyway, thank you and congratulations again. Oh, if I can remember that, that's what I'll say. Okay. No promises. John, hello to you. Welcome in, Surf Bum. And I think I'm caught up. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Happy Tuesday. It is July 23rd. And like I said, Olympics coming up. And that's always exciting. Although I'm not a huge fan of most of those events, it's fun to see them every 4 years. So, yeah. Will I get into, the swimming? Yes. It's exciting. Every 4 years. I don't know if I will be playing fantasy, swim league anytime soon, but you know what I mean. Well, what's going on now? Okay. Mark says, I thought we'd get a top 15 list of the 200 top 15 lists. I did that either for my 100th or 150th list. And I couldn't remember. And perhaps for 250. We'll see. The sesquicentennial. Yes. I think that's right. All right. Let's return this. Okay. And all right. Oh, let me get that. Okay, gone. All right. Longtime viewers of this show know that in the autumn and winter, or early winter, I was giving sports updates of the teams I happened to be following at that time. Those were the football teams for the University of Michigan, Florida State University, and in the NFL, your Detroit Lions. And I don't know why it took me until now to realize I have not been giving your Detroit Tigers the due that they so richly deserve. Actually, I know why I wasn't doing that, because they didn't deserve it. But bear with me. I'm going to get through this real quick. I don't remember which. Here we go. We're given a Detroit Tiger update. It'll be quick because I know you don't care, but I do. And for those of you in the know, you know that the Detroit Tigers have a song, and I believe it was released in 1968 in their run to the World Series that year, and it's called Go Get 'Em Tigers. So that's the song I'll be playing. I'll just play for that for a little bit. Anyway, just yesterday, maybe I should stop that. It goes on for a minute and a half. The Tigers have been on a hot streak as of late. So before the All-Star break and up until now, the first place Cleveland Guardians are their current opponent. They beat them last night for I think, the fourth time in the last 5 games that they've played each other. Yesterday, the score was 8-2. Tarek Skubal with another win. And here's the deal. I wasn't giving the Tigers much hope. They were getting like 4 and 5 hits every game, and you can't win when you only get 4 hits a game. Well, they started hitting. Look at that. 12 hits yesterday. That wasn't happening before July. So they were, I think, maybe 12 games under 500 at one point. They've won, I think, 11 of their last 14 games. Here are the current American League Central standings. And while they are still 10 games behind in the division, they are only 6 games behind in the wild card race. And I think they can get that if they continue to play like they've been playing the last few weeks. You could see they're only 1 game under 500 now. Very exciting. Okay, I'm done for now. But yeah, they've been exciting to watch. Right before the All-Star break, they had a series against the LA Dodgers, Shohei Ohtani and the Los Angeles Dodgers, and they were in Detroit. And they actually blew the lead and lost the first game of the series. But the second game was very notable. 9th inning, bottom of the 9th. Tigers are down by 4 or 5. And they came back to win. They tied it up in the 9th, and they won it in the 10th inning. It was very exciting. And it's been years since they had a comeback like that. The following day, they did it again. They walked it off in the 9th inning. And this just wasn't happening before July. So, welcome in Birdwell. Hello, Dean. Hello to you. Yes, indeed. Thanks for being here, Dean. And if you've just joined us and I missed you in the chat, I'm sorry about that, but welcome in. I'm just talking baseball, and I've never done that before on this show, I don't think. Well, last week I did a top 15 list about baseball movies, but that's different. Oh, speaking of baseball movies, I did my top 15 list last week. And I know Ryan, who I don't believe I saw him in the chat, but Rye Guy was here, and I saw the comment right at the end of my list that said, "No Sandlot? Is this list even real?" And the reason the Sandlot was not on my list is because I had not seen it. But I have now. The very next day, my wife and I watched The Sandlot. And if you're not familiar, here's a picture. That's all I've got. Anyway, I know this came out in like 1993 or whatever, but I hadn't seen it until this past week. And I'll say this. If I had seen this movie when I was younger, I probably would have liked it more. I liked it, but it's not in my top 10. I will say this, while watching it, it reminded me an awful lot of A Christmas Story. The movie, it was like a summertime Christmas story where the narrator was an adult version of the character we're watching. We were watching legendary events that occurred in this person's life with with hyperbole and I think there was a dream sequence in there or two. But yeah, it reminded me of A Christmas Story, and that tickled me. But I think because I've seen it for the first time in my 50s, it wasn't, I don't know, again, not in my top 10, but it is in my top 15. So let me show you an amended list after I've seen The Sandlot now. Let's see. Lala, hello. What? He's out of town. We'll be surprised to hear you say that. Thanks for being here, and please relay the message. Where is... okay, here's my new list. You will see it is now at 14. It has moved in front of the Pride of the Yankees, and it has kicked off It Happens Every Spring. That was at 15. And yes, I'm going to stand by this list now. But that's it. So I've seen The Sandlot now. And by the way, today's top 15 list is about a different type of movie, and it's about World War II movies. If you weren't able to figure it out through my thumbnail, and perhaps you weren't, it wasn't a great thumbnail, but there's so many World War II movies I haven't seen. So when I give you the list, I'm going to, on that screen behind me, show you all of the World War II movies I have not seen. That's why they're on the list. So I've learned my lesson. But yes. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is crazy thunder outside right now. If you lose me, or if I lose you, it's because my power went out. I'm anticipating a big electrical storm right now. Keith says, I like World War II movies with John Wayne in them. I haven't seen any of those. There's so many World War II movies I haven't seen that I should have seen by now. You'll see the list later. But, yeah. There's that. All right. Let's move on. I've got something to eat. If you're just joining us, welcome in. Chris, hello to you. Probably not the same storm. But thanks for checking in. Good luck. We were at Aldi recently. I'm there quite often. I love Aldi. And my wife saw this on the shelf. These are cheese puffs. But they're protein cheese puffs. Like, what? You can see they've already been opened. But they're soy-free, potato-free, nut-free. And a serving is 1 cup of these. And there are 21 grams of protein. The number one ingredient is milk protein isolate. So I'm going to... they're smaller than I thought. That's how large they are. And these happen to be jalapeno cheddar protein puffs. Here we go! They're like the size of cereal. Like these are Cocoa Puffs sized. Simba 2, welcome in. As a vegetarian, I always look for other ways to get protein into my diet. We're not eating meat, so there's that. We've got legumes. We have nuts, cheese. Yes, indeed, it does. And not that there's a ton of cheese on here, but you're right. Absolutely. I got the nacho cheese flavor of those. I didn't think they were too bad. No, they're not bad. They're not bad at all. They were crunchy. If I didn't know any better, I would just think they're tiny cheese puffs. But I'm getting my protein. I got a salty snack, and I don't feel bad about it. Although I probably should. But I don't. Not bad at all. This is a winner. Thumbs up. And they were jalapeno cheddar flavored, so Yes, indeed. Now I need a drink of some sort.
Great coffee is easy, Mrs. Olson.
Coffee's for closers only.
I set high standards for myself. I set high standards for my coffee.
Picks you up, calms you down. It's the lifeblood that drives the dreams of champions.
I didn't realize that the comments show over the videos that I play, but they did. Coffee. I am going again. Today was another hot one, although it has cooled off now, I imagine, with the storm coming in. Mid-90s, and I did do yard work today. Not for that long, but I did what I could. Anyway, we're going iced coffee again. This is your regular Arabica bean coffee with the extra creamy Chobani oat milk and no other sweetener, although the oat milk is somewhat sweet. But you and me both, Noah. Anyway, let's go to our crazy coffee fact for today. In the 18th century, some governments tried to ban coffee because they thought it could encourage radical thinking. In 1746, Sweden banned coffee and anything related to it, including cups and saucers. Well, that's ridiculous. Come on, Sweden. Did they even have coffee in the 1700s in Sweden? Well, not after 1746. They banned it. Okay. Anyway, that's crazy. That's a crazy coffee fact. What are you going to do? We're not banning it here, though. I love blue milk. I saw that milk. Hang on. One moment, please. I actually took a picture of it. I'm sure you have seen this in stores. But True Moo offers the Star Wars blue milk in a carton there. I saw this at our Winn-Dixie because it's the closest grocery store to our house. $4.49 for a half a gallon. And I'm sure it's just milk with blue food coloring, right? But Keith digs it. Now, the blue milk that they have at Disney, Hollywood Studios here in Florida, at Star Wars. Oh my gosh, I cannot think of the Star Wars land. Anyway, they have blue milk there. They have green milk as well, but that's a different concoction. It's more than milk. If there's even really milk in it, I don't think there is. I thought it was plant-based, what they serve at the parks. But, yeah, Galaxy's Edge. Thank you so much. I thought that's what it was, and I'm thinking, that doesn't sound right. No, Galaxy's Edge. Thank you guys for that. Those are expensive. Yes, indeed. But I did a video, a taste testing video on those. So if you want to see that, it's on my channel somewhere. It was from a few years ago. I think it was from before COVID. Anyway, it's on there, so you can see me try them. And I think I liked the green better than the blue, if I remember correctly. Anyway, there's that. Okay. It is time to play our game. Let's go Chrono Photo. Here we are. Okay, Chrono Photo. Let me make it a little bit bigger. There it is. Chrono Photo, we're going to be shown 5 pictures. We have to guess in which year each picture was taken. We can guess anywhere from the years in the year range. What am I trying to say? 1900 through last year, 2023. That's the range in which we can guess. All of the photos are in there somewhere. The closer we get to the correct year, the more points we get. If we guess it correctly, we get 1,000 points. So 5,000 is a perfect score. We've done that a couple of times. We're going to try to do this without the help of Google and use our own wits to see how well we do. And here's our first picture. I told you my top 15 list is about World War II movies that I've seen. This appears to be a wartime picture. Let me go to it, and I will zoom in. I'm guessing this is Vietnam, a Vietnam-era picture. But let's zoom in specifically on the soldier's helmet. It is, the Oklahoma Kid. And it looks like there is a surfing dog whose name is Mary, perhaps? Is that what I'm looking at? Draft beer, not teens. Is that what that says? Also says Snoopy. So is that Snoopy on the surfboard? Okay. I don't know what else we can glean here. Is this somebody of fame? The Oklahoma Kid. Is this Blake Shelton? No. No, it's not. Is he from Oklahoma? I don't know. But where'd he get a guitar? So if I'm correct, and this is during the Vietnam era, this could be anywhere from, say, 1965 to 1972. The Oklahoma Kid. All right. I've abandoned the chat. All right, let me look to see what you guys. Oh, I didn't. Okay, hang on. My apologies. Let me get the stream on this monitor over here, and I can look at your guesses over here. Now I'm ready. Okay, thank you. I think our first guess is from Mark, who says 1969. Paul says 68. We have another 68. 68. Are they military? They look like children. No kidding. Yes. Cynthia, welcome in. So good to see you. Let's see. 69. We've got a 68. These guys were probably 18 and 19 when drafted. Yes, probably. 1968 sounds good. 1970. So I think most of our guesses said 68. So I'm going to go with that. Let's not dilly-dally any longer. So here's the slider. This is where I place my guess. And then I hit the submit button. 1968. Great job, everybody. We get 1,000 points. Let's go on to picture number 2. What am I looking at? It looks like a kid trying to carry many, are those hat boxes? Perhaps delivering hats somewhere? Maybe these aren't hat boxes, I don't know. Maybe that's not a kid. I don't know. It probably is. There are automobiles back there, but this is an awfully dark photograph. Let's see. Anything? There's a sign there, awfully blurry. I'm zoomed all the way out. There's a lamp post. What's going on in the street? It's a brick road. What are those lines all about? I thought, when I first saw it, I thought, oh, is that a like a trolley car track? But I don't think so. I don't think that's a track at all. Those are just lines in the road. Well, this one's tough. It looks like the sign says, like the third line of that sign, it looks like it says the word Sterling to me. I can't really make it. Not that it matters. I guess we don't really need to know what's on that sign unless it has the date on there, but I don't think it does. What about this guy, though? I'm not sure. 1920? I don't really know. This isn't a great photograph. This one is really hard. I turn to the chat. Who had the first guess? Let's see. Mark has the first guess. 1905. That's as valid as any guess. Oh, this is during COVID. Big rolls of toilet paper. Maybe. Let's see. 1918 is another guess. 1914. Dean says, got no idea. I don't either, but 1914 sounds as good as anything. I have no idea when this is. Cheese wheels. I think they are tracks. Are they? It looks just like, I mean, they're so straight. But let me... It doesn't appear to be risen off the street, though. I don't know. Is that drawn on the picture itself? No, I doubt it. I don't know what it is. Maybe the one at in the corner there is a track. I don't know. I don't really know. All right. 1915. We have Kathy Hollister. Welcome in. Your mom is guessing 1923. Great guess. We've got, let's see, 1916, 1922, 1912, 1913. I think Mark is putting in every year just so he can be correct. No, I'm just kidding. Noah says 1920, 1921, 1926. I was joking about the cheese wheels. I know. Let's see. You're not wrong. Let's see. I said 1920 because I didn't know any better. Am I wrong, or did everybody guess a different year? I don't see multiple guesses of the same year. Although Noah says 1920, and so do I. 1902. Yeah, maybe. I'm going 1920. I don't know. I don't really know, but let's try it. Let's see how far away we are. Survey says, ooh, 1912. Mark did say 1912 among other guesses, but he was right. All right. We did earn 453 points. That gives us 1,453 points. Let's continue on. Hey, football, I think. All right. I don't know when this was, but there's writing at the bottom of the picture. I think it says Kodak. I don't think there's a date on there. Now, I don't know who these people are, but I will tell you the guy in the middle, who appears to be a coach, maybe? When I saw him, I was thinking of the police officer from the show True Blood. And I can't remember his name. It's been a long time since I saw the show. But I can't remember his name. Or the actor's name, for that matter. But that's who he reminds me of. The hairline. Number 95. I don't know who that is. I don't know who any of these folks are, but I'm guessing college. These guys look young. The players look young. The coach looks young too, except for the hairline, but you know, that happens to some. Now, okay, hang on one moment. That's a fleur-de-lis on this guy's tie. Is this LSU? I mean, it's black and white, so we can't see any colors, of course, but why would he be wearing that tie if we weren't in New Orleans? Maybe the 50s? 1950? I have no idea. Did they win a national championship? I don't really know. You know, if it's not Florida State, it doesn't matter to me. Unless it's the University of Michigan. All right. Enough of that. I'll say 1950, but I don't know. So I turn to the chat. Do I see Rob Fuzz? Hello, Rob. Thanks for joining us. All right. Who had our first guess? Nobody? Oh, no. Here we go. Mark says 1965. Rob Fuzz says 65 is a great guess. Dean says 57. We have a 62, 64, 63. We're doing it again. Everybody's guessing a different year. Rob says 2014. Rob, I'm just going on a limb here and saying that it's probably not that. Thanks for the horns. Oh, you got it. 1968, maybe? I don't know. Rob was joking. I was hoping you were doing. Kathy says 1963. Rachel, welcome in. Yeah, like when did LSU, if this is LSU, when did they first become prominent in college football? I don't know. I don't even know if it matters, but who knows? When was it fashionable to wear a short tie? Or was it ever? Probably not. I mean, this guy's a football coach. He's not a businessman. He probably got the knot correct trying to tie his tie and didn't care how long it was. He was probably wearing a jacket which covered up the bottom of the tie. I'm guessing. I don't know. Man. Today's game is difficult. 63, 68, couple of 63s. And then some guesses on either side of that. Noah said 62. Fiji 93, I remembered, said 64. So let's go 63. 1963. Did we get it? No. Didn't we get 453 on our previous guess? Man, that was hard. 55. 1955. Dean said 57. I think that was our closest guess, was it not? Wait a minute. Rob said 55. Rob, we're not Googling the images. We're not doing that anymore. We've already done that. But if that's your real guess, great job. Okay. We now have 1,906 points. Let's move on to picture number 4. If we can. What happened? It didn't load. No. If I refresh the screen, are we going to start over? Maybe that's not a bad thing. I'm going to refresh it. Darn it! We started over. I don't like that. All right, real quick. Let's see. Let's say this is 1970. No. Maybe we play again. I don't know. It's already 7:42. I'm going to go with whoever guesses on this picture first. Let's see. Rachel says 72. Here we go. Hey, great guessing. 73. All right, let's move on. That's a cool picture. Is this the Gateway Arch? And when was that built? Rob says 68. Dean says 62. I don't know which. Mark says 64. I don't know who is first. I'll go 64. Submit. Hey, great job. 1,924 points. Let's go. Speed round. All right. Did we have this picture before, or did we have a similar picture? I don't know. Okay, we've got... this is a horrible picture, by the way. Dude, put your flag down. Let's see. More than 300,000 Negroes are denied vote in Alabama. So is this like 63? 65? Connie Rathbun, welcome in. I don't know. These pictures are so close together in time that I don't know when your guesses for this picture begin and the previous picture end. So Noah says 64, so I'm gonna go with that. And hey, 2 in a row. All right, now we're back to picture 4. And I won't do a speed round for this anymore. But we improved our score, didn't we? We sure did. Okay. We have some automobiles. We can guess. We can glean a bit of information from these cars, though I don't believe this is the United States. Those plates in the front of the car scream Europe to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Is this France? I'm looking at the top of this sign. Are those flags, or is that some sort? Yeah, it is. And is that police standing outside the building? UNESCO building? I don't know anything anymore. All right. I think our first guess is from PTV. 52. We've got 47, 53, 54, 52, 41. Those street signs are from France. Thank you. By the way, happy birthday to Ben and Arnie. I didn't know until yesterday. "1943," Noah says. Not about Ben and Arnie, but about the picture. Got a couple of 52s. Oh, a third one. Michelle says 52 as well. Let's go with it. 1952. Survey says. Very close. It was 53. Fiji 93. Got it right. That gives us 3,848 points. Let's go to our final picture. Is this the Showtime Lakers of the mid to late 80s? I'm going to say yes. Now, I see Magic Johnson there on the end with the shades. Is that Kurt Rambis, number 31? James Worthy? Somebody else? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Byron Scott there by the tree? I don't know who you guys are. Pat Riley, the coach? Michael Cooper with the book? That's all I know. I'm not a huge basketball guy, but I'm familiar with this team because my Detroit Pistons played them a few playoffs in a row, eventually defeating them in 1989 to win Detroit's first NBA title. I don't know what this picture is all about. Who else was on that team that isn't in this picture? So this might be, if they at one time they were going for a three-peat. And might this be, I mean, they're feeling pretty good about themselves. It's a pretty casual picture. If they're on top of the world, if they've won 2 titles already and they're going for a third, is this 1988 or 89? I don't know. I mean, not that this is a championship year at all. I'm supposing. I turn to the chat. Stacy Rogers, season's greetings. Welcome in. Okay. Kobe Bryant not in this picture. Stacy says 85. Fiji 85. 86. 98. 92. I'm sorry, 82. 83 or 84. Joey thinks it's 85. That's kind of all I need to know. 88. I'll go with Joey, 1985. 87, 84. I have no reason not to think this is 1985. Stacy said it also, so did Fiji. Let's go. 85. Survey says. Oh, very close. 84. Who said that? Mark said 3 or 4? Yeah. Mark did say 84 after a bit. But that's where we are. All right. Let's see. We ended 4,772 points. That is darn good. Hopefully, we're using our wits to guess when these pictures were taken. And, we did the Google thing. That's cool. And that's fun, too. But well done, everybody. All right. Time for an intermission. Where is it? There it is. When we come back, I'm going to count down the top 15 World War II movies that I've seen. I haven't seen them all. But stick around. Now's the time to get up, stretch your legs.
Spread dived in again and swam toward the wreck once more.
You'll never make it!
The waves are too high. But he made it back to land.
I had to return to the ship.
He explained.
For my toddy, the chocolate drink that's just grand. Toddy does taste grand. At the snack bar or at your car. During intermission, enjoy a toddy, the delicious chocolate drink in a can. Ice cold or steaming hot, toddy hits the spot with everybody. See how much better that popcorn or those hot dogs taste with toddy.
Delicious.
This is better than Toddy. If you're just joining us, welcome in. Today, we're celebrating my 200th top 15 list. I've been doing this for a few years now, and every week I have a different top 15 list. This happens to be the 200th top 15 list. And since I've got a drive-in movie theater theme to my live stream, we're doing another movie top 15 list. A week or two ago, a couple weeks ago, I had mentioned my wife and I watched Band of Brothers, and we enjoyed it greatly. It was awesome, really well done. Not on my list. I left off the TV movie. Band of Brothers could easily be number one if I included it on this list, but it did not make the list. But it inspired this list. These are all theatrical releases on here, and I lost my list. There it is. Okay, I've got it. Now, I have not seen a lot of World War II movies, so I'm going to put up a list here of just some of the World War II movies that most people have seen that I have not. I have not seen any of these movies, so they will not be on my list. But the following 15 movies will be. All right, we're going to start at number 15. I didn't write down in which year any of these movies were released, so hopefully you've heard of them and are kind of familiar, and you can look them up if you're interested on your own. Here we go. Number 15, The Monuments Men. This was a few years ago, right? This is like 2018 or so. Directed by George Clooney, and it's about a group of guys that are trying to retrieve stolen art from the Nazis. The Nazis stole all of this art, and they kept it in a bunker, and it was the Monuments Men. It was their mission to retrieve it safely. And Yeah, number 15 on my list. Number 14, The Wind Talkers. This was a movie about soldiers of Navajo descent and how they were able to relay messages using their Navajo language and keep it from being intercepted and deciphered by the Nazis. And it was a great movie. John Woo directed this movie. I didn't remember that till I saw it on this little poster here. But there's sort of a what's sad about this is that it's a great story on its own, but Hollywood, they can't have a movie where there isn't a big name attached to it, so they had to kind of create a role for a white guy, Nicolas Cage in this instance, whose job it was to protect the Navajo soldiers. Anyway, it would have been a very interesting and great movie, I think, without Nicolas Cage, but as it stands, he's in there. I don't know if we needed him, but there he is. At least he wasn't playing one of the Navajos, I guess. All right. Next, a movie with a similar poster to Wind Talkers here. Hacksaw Ridge. I think this was it was released a few years ago. Andrew Garfield played. This was a true story based on a gentleman he was a soldier in World War II, American soldier. But due to his religious convictions, he would not shoot and kill anybody. But what he did was he saved dozens of soldiers, and you can see here in the poster here, he's carrying a wounded soldier to safety, and he did that, and he was awarded medals for his bravery. Even though he didn't use a weapon, he helped our soldiers live, and yeah, it's a good movie. I liked it. This may have, I think this next one, number 12 on my list, the movie I saw most recently. Is that right? No. Second most recently. The Zone of Interest. This was nominated for Academy Awards this past year. And it is about a German officer and his family, and they are living next door to a concentration camp, and it's all about that. It was very interesting, and pun intended, maybe. The Zone of Interest, but it was good, different too. It was a different movie, but well done. And number 12 on my list. Number 11. I only saw this movie once. Casablanca. It's on every best of movie list ever made, right? If you're a fan of The Great Movie Ride, I think Dean just had a picture of Casablanca on his most recent live stream last week. And yeah, if you remember The Great Movie Ride, you know the final scene from this movie was depicted in that ride. So there's a special place in our hearts for Casablanca just because of that. But it is a all-time classic. So there it is, number 11 on my list. Number 10, and this might be higher on other people's lists, but it's 10 on my list. Saving Private Ryan. The first 20 minutes of this movie is incredible. Violent, loud, I'd say realistic, but I don't really know because I wasn't there. But you know what I mean. A very harsh look at D-Day, and it was eye-opening. They started the movie out with that scene, and it's rough. But never saw a war battle like that, quite like that, on screen until Saving Private Ryan. So that's an amazing first 20 minutes or so. But the rest of the movie pales in comparison to the first 20 minutes, in my opinion. So Saving Private Ryan, great movie, but 10 on my list. Number 9, Benedict Cumberbatch. in the Imitation Game. This is the development of the machine that broke the Nazi messages, the codes. This is based on a true story of the team that developed that Enigma machine or whatever it was. That's what you see on the right side of this poster. Co-starring Keira Knightley, Matthew Good, and others. And Benedict Cumberbatch plays Alan Turing, I believe his name is. I think I have that right. Anyway, very interesting movie. It's not a war movie, but it's a movie during wartime. You know what I mean? That's what this list is. Let me cut back to the list of movies I have not seen. That's why none of these will be on my list. I haven't seen them yet. Maybe someday. Anyway, yeah, so these movies, these World War II movies, I purposefully did not call these war movies. They're World War II movies, being they took place between 1939 and 1945. That's why there are no Indiana Jones movies on this list. They very well could be, but like the third movie, the Last Crusade, that took place in 1938. I looked it up. So it won't be on my list because it didn't take place during World War II. It was before World War II. I know, a technicality. What are you going to do? But here's a movie I think did take place during World War II. And you might not consider this a World War II movie, but I thought, you know what? I'm going to stir it up. I'm going to get people talking. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I put this musical on my list. Yeah, The Sound of Music. There are Nazis in there, right? I know there are Nazis in Raiders of the Lost Ark too. So I actually didn't check to see when The Sound of Music took place. I assumed it was 1939, but maybe I'm wrong and this whole list is invalid now. All right, number 7 on my list, because I'm a huge fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, I had to put this movie in there. Captain America, the First Avenger. Absolutely a World War II movie, isn't it? Because I'm such a big fan. This isn't even one of the best MCU movies out there, but I thought I needed to put this on my list here. Number 6 is a movie I saw this past week, and just in time for my list. Dunkirk. Oh, it came out in 2017. My son saw this movie, and he said he liked it. And I finally saw it this past week. My wife and I watched this, and it's different. There's not a lot of dialogue in this movie. Instead, what Christopher Nolan did was he just let the action speak for itself. There's a lot of tension in this movie. This is about the evacuation of 400,000, actually 300,000 men plus from the beach at Dunkirk in Belgium, or is it France? Near Belgium, I don't remember. And the miracle that was the safe evacuation of most of those men. It's a good movie. It made number 6 on my list. Number 5, I think, is from 1989, maybe. The Memphis Belle. And this was about the crew of the Memphis Belle who had flown many successful missions, and it was time for their last one. So this is a movie about, and I don't know if it's embellished or... There was a lot that happened during in the movie anyway of this last mission of the Memphis Belle. I don't know if it was smoother than all of what we saw in the movie or not, but you've got Eric Stoltz, Harry Connick Jr., Matthew Modine. I see Billy Zane, among others. Tate Donovan. Yeah, I liked that movie when I saw it. I think was I in high school when I saw it? I don't even remember. Anyway. Top 5. That was number 5. Number 4 is Schindler's List. This movie is so well done. Now, this is not a movie I like to watch, but it is a great movie. Do you know what I mean? The subject matter is so harsh. It's so difficult. It's not fun. This is not a fun movie, but it is so well done. I have seen movie reviewers refer to this as, a couple of them referred to this as the best movie ever made, and perhaps it is, but yeah, it's not a fun watch, but it is one of the great movies. It's difficult subject matter, and the executions were just it's raw. You know what I mean? It's a look at the camps. It was not fun, but it's a great movie. So it's number 4 on my list. Again, I guess this is more of a Holocaust movie, but it's a World War II movie. No doubt. Now, a movie that is fun, and I would argue the remaining 3 movies on my list these are fun movies. Number 3 is Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Basterds. This is a fantasy movie. This is a revenge fantasy movie. Quentin Tarantino has made a few of these. Django Unchained was a fantasy about slavery and revenge. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was a revenge movie against the Manson family. What else? This one is, of course, a revenge movie against Hitler and the Nazis. So, without spoiling anything, it's got the trademark Quentin Tarantino violence in it. Stars Brad Pitt, Dan Kruger, who you may remember from National Treasure. Christoph Waltz, of course, won an Academy Award for his role in this. Historically, is it accurate? No, not at all. It's cartoonish, but it's fun, and if you want to see revenge against the Nazis, this is your movie. Okay, number 2 on my list, Life is Beautiful. Roberto Benigni. This won many Academy Awards, including, I believe, Roberto Benigni, who wrote and directed it as well, starred in it, and he won for Best Actor, I think. Best Foreign Language Film. Yes, somehow he was able to create a Holocaust World War II movie that made you laugh, although it also made you cry. It didn't make me cry. But I'm going to say this with an asterisk next to it. I've never cried watching a movie. I'm going to return to that comment in just a moment. But Life is Beautiful was so well done. And he was great in it. And it was a joy to watch. You laugh, you cry. Just so well done. Number 1 on my list. Again, let me just show this screen. I haven't seen any of these movies. That's why they're not on my list. But what are you going to do? Number 1 on my list. The World War II movie I liked the most. Jojo Rabbit. This is Taika Waititi, who you could see there dressed as Hitler, and he plays Hitler in this movie. This is another one that infuses humor with a dark subject matter. Do you remember when I just said that I've never cried during a movie? Well, for some reason, this movie got me as close as I have ever been. And it's the last scene of the movie. And here's the funny thing. It's not a particularly sad scene, but it was touching. It was touching to me. And what's funny is my wife cries at a lot of movies. We'll watch movies and, she'll be moved to tears. And when we saw this in theaters, we usually turn to each other and say, what'd you think? And we'll talk about the movie. And I could not talk immediately, or else I probably would have cried. And what's funny is she wasn't anywhere near tears. So there was something about the last scene of that movie that just got me. And it was happiness. But I can't explain it. I don't want to explain it. If you haven't seen it, I suggest you see Jojo Rabbit. Again, this is another one where it's funny, but you'll laugh, you'll cry. You'll be glad you saw it. Anyway, that's as close as I've ever come to crying at the very end of Jojo Rabbit, which is silly because my wife nowhere near tears, which is funny. But that's it. That's my list, my 200th top 15 list. I want to thank you all for bearing with me through 200 lists. Let's see. Jim, I heard you mention the Manson family. Was that Charles Manson? Yes. If so, my mom's cousin was married to Jay Sebring, who was at Sharon Tate's house on that night. That is insane. Holy moly. Mark asks, have I seen Catch-22? I have not. And I don't think I had room on my... I saw that when coming up with my list, I looked up lists of World War II movies. I saw that was on there. I haven't seen that one either. I'd like to. Michelle's husband saw Jojo Rabbit and enjoyed it. Yes, it's different. And Taika Waititi plays Hitler, but he plays a silly Hitler. He plays the main character is that little boy. And it's he imagines his imaginary friend is Hitler. It's Taika Waititi as Hitler. So he's silly, he's goofy. He's still Hitler. It's just, you got to see it. Thank you everybody for being here. I'll be back next week with my 201st list. Thank you very much. I will see you around the other chats. I'm going to tune in tomorrow for Dean. Dean, you're having a stream tomorrow, right? The live place. I'll tune in to that. D&G Explorers. The Nerd Herders, whenever they go live. That's it. All right, everybody. Thank you. I will see you next week. And until then, it's time to say goodnight.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.